And good morning in Australia.
Evening.
There's your wake-up call. And good evening from Emma in the UK.
I think I'm always going to jingle to that every time it comes on. It's cool.
In the mood, doesn't it? It really does. So, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Weaver Birds Live TV. Live. I have to emphasize that because anything can happen. Anything can happen, truly. But thank you to. I see people are jumping on and joining us already. Hello to you, and welcome. We hope that you enjoy the show. But Emma, we've had such excitement and a buzz from our first episode last week, haven't we?
Yeah, it really got us motivated and the ball rolling and all the things that we kind of spoke about. So a lot has been happening, but we're going to drip feed it out on social media in terms of what we're posting. So today's post, oh my goodness, about the inspirational cards. How exciting is that?
Oh, isn't it? And that was kind of like a blessing that came from us being put in lockdown in Perth
Yeah.
because it meant that I could focus on getting that over the line. And we love them. And like I want to share you to share with everyone what inspirational cards do and why how you can use them and why we wanted to bring these out.
They genuinely are like a favorite of mine. I love inspirational quotes and affirmations and mindfulness. I have this book and it's got loads of mindfulness quotes in it. And anybody that follows me on my ordinary page would see me ad hoc putting up different quotes and all, but they really resonate with me. I think they genuinely have the power to impact on you positively. And the synchronicity of pulling out a card and choosing to have faith and believe in what it means and adapting it to that day, it can be profound. It can actually be a game changer, to be honest with you. And I really believe in the energy around cards like that, and the ones that you pick out, and strong meanings, real strong meanings to them. And that we've put our heart into them. So they're heartfelt, and we understand the power behind them because, like, I mean, I use them all the time. I know you're big into it too, and genuinely, I do believe that they can have such a positive impact on you, on your well-being and your outlook.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. And it's, the beauty in the belief. If you believe in these cards, you pull out one, it has a positive message that you actually resonate with in that day. It shifts something with you. It elevates you. You
Yeah.
have an extra spring in your step. So that's a good thing. And they all got gorgeous pictures of women in it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they are empowering cards. But we had a lot of people register their interest in them, and the first person to buy them was a guy. So I was like, awesome, awesome, wonderful. I love it. So yeah, they are powerful cards, and they're going to be out in the next few months. We're getting the first lot printed next week just for testing, and then we'll let you know the date when you'll have them in your post boxes, which is
Yeah,
yay
it's
exciting.
quite exciting. It's really, to me, it's, you've used the word already, powerful. The power that I feel that they are going to bring and the gift into the world. Like, that's what I said. I cannot wait for these to come into the world, and I mean that. The difference that they can make and holding them and do in a physical form as opposed to and there's nothing wrong with apps and social media at all whatsoever, but to hold it, to pick it out, and to really kind of let it resonate with you. I think that
Yeah,
makes the difference.
absolutely. Pop your favorite quotes in the comments. I've just found where we are on Facebook, so I can now see the messages, and I see Mary Kyo's there. And congratulations, ladies! Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Um, we're also working on our website, and it's going to be weaverbirdstv.com. We'll have a skeleton website out next week. We have a few awesome things happening in it. We have a community that we're going to have just where we can hang out, because Weaver Birds is all about creating a platform for people to come together in a safe space. I like a colony, isn't it? That's a colony of people. There we go.
You are taking Weaver Birds literal, and I love it because that's what it means. That's essentially what it is. It goes to show you there's something in everything, isn't there, when you think about it? That's actually quite. You've been a busy bee, to be fair. This week off and lockdown is your creative juices have just been flowing, unbelievable.
Yeah, they have, I have to admit. And we have our Weaver Birds Awards later in the year because me
Yay!
and Emma want to be together, have a nice event and, present them to people. So hopefully the world is, a little bit more graceful to allow us to do that.
Yes.
And then, but
We'll
there's a
work it.
way we'll make it happen.
I've no doubt we will. So they're in the middle of being designed and created as we speak, and they're going to be something really special. And again, we'll tell more about that as time goes on, but it'll come up on the website as well. Gosh, I was so excited with your message going, right, we're on the ball with this. WeaverBirdsTV.com. I was like, oh, no stopping you.com.
We got WeaverBirdsTV.com, and that's the thing with me, and I think you're the same as well, Emma, and I see a lot of successful people are the same. When you get inspired thought and you act on it,
Yeah.
everything seems to flow and it happens really quickly, efficiently, easily. And that's what we tend to do, and that's how I roll. And people say, wow, you do a lot of things. And I'm like, that's because I'm really connected to the energy of something, and I know, and I allow it to happen as it's meant to. I don't come up against much resistance and things like that. So it's wonderful that we have the resources open to us
Yeah.
to make it happen as well. So yeah, we feel very grateful for that. Very grateful indeed.
I think we're not afraid to take chances either. And as you said, you get these inspired thoughts and you take action. Well, it's either going to work or it's not. So, take the chance and see what happens. That leap of faith. If you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no. Or if you don't try, do you know what I mean? It's about having that wee bit of faith or belief. You know,
Ah, it is, isn't it? Don't I call it my knowing? Because I say it,
you
there's
do.
no fear in knowing. There's no fear in knowing. There really isn't, and that's why it's so exciting. And some Katie Garner, who we're going to have Katie, and we're going to have Peace on the show in a few weeks' time. But Katie Garner,
Sisters.
yeah, yay! And you're going to love them, guys. You're going to love them. I love these ladies. We got them to number one with Back Yourself this week. 27 new authors. Everybody needs to read Back Yourself, by the way. It's an amazing book, 27 amazing stories in it, and you will learn so much. I have to give a shout out to
No, it
that.
looks fab.
Yeah, it's on its way to you, sis, so if we can,
Yay.
you can let us know. So, yes, it's just like, so Weaver Birds is coming. The Facebook group, we're going to open up this week coming. So watch out for that notification. We don't want to just bombard everything.
No.
And the Facebook group is going to be our colony. That's what it's going to be. And that's where we're going to show up and be, intimate with people and things like that. But it's going to be a closed group because we want it to be that safe space that we
Yeah.
can hold things. So, and we have a special guest next week, but we'll let you know who that is at the end of the show. Okay.
So it's all been happening.
And did you absorb all of that? Hey, we've only got 20 minutes. We're already 10 minutes in. We're still
Oh
talking
gosh.
about what's happened during the week. So let's start talking about our theme for the week, which is self-care. I'm going to let you kick it off, sis.
um, well, self care, I suppose, and it speaks for itself. But my background in mental health and well-being, and really kind of wanting to bring it to the forefront, and Mental Health International as well, and doing my videos. I feel it's really important to talk about self-care and well-being at the minute, especially the strange times we're in now. I think it's really important to look after yourself all of the time. However, I feel it's especially important at the minute. And I had a chat with a group on Tuesday evening, and for about an hour, and we were talking about well-being and wellness and self-care and how to look after yourself. And there was great feedback from it. So it's very apt that this is the theme that we chose last week to have this week, because it is so important. And self-care means different things to different people. And what would help me feel a wee bit better and what enhances my well-being mightn't be the same for you. So it's really important to work out what it is that creates that well-being and that wellness. And one way to do it, I suppose, is to try different things. And when you feel that feeling, do more of that. to work out what it is that works for you. Um, Over here we talk about to look after yourself. There's 5 ways to well-being. So if you adapt these 5 different ways to well-being, the idea is then that you will have optimum health and well-being. So you will, so it's connect with people like what we're doing now. So it's like we do this every week. We get on, we have a wee natter, a conversation. We've kept that connection going even though we're thousands and thousands of miles apart, and it's really important to connect, and meaningful connection. So if you can do it by video, do it by video. I suppose, but whatever way you can do it, do it. It's nice to get wee letters as well sometimes. Learn's another thing. Learn something new. Don't stop learning. And I mean, that can be podcasts, TED Talks. It can be, I know a couple of great TED Talks that were done recently. It can be anything. It can be book clubs, books, whatever it is at all. But keep your brain going, because there's nothing like that feeling of learning something new. And I like that's probably something that I had stopped doing for a long time. And now that I'm back doing it a wee bit, it's absolutely brilliant. Like you can really feel the vibe of it. I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it. Um, Take notice and be active as well. And the idea around that is to look after your physical well-being. And sometimes self-care screams that. If you're looking after, you're creating those endorphins and all those the physical response within you, then it's just having that heightened effect to your well-being. And a brisk walk does it. There's nothing like being outside in the air or here if it's snowing or rain with yourselves, beautiful sunny. It does recharge you. It regenerates your soul. It just brings back something out. So I suppose as mums or as working people or whatever your circumstances are, it's not selfish to look after yourself. And we touched on that a wee bit last week. I mean, your self care is so important. We're all only human. What everybody's going through at the minute is unprecedented. Nobody would have ever thought about it. And something as well that I often talk about is who's supporting you to look after your well-being. Who's your go-to person? Who is your motivator? Or who is the person that says, okay, I'll mind the kids, you go take 10? Or, is it people at work? Is it someone you have at home? Is it a friend? But take a minute to think who that person is that you're able to reach out to, that allows you to take that wee bit of self-care.
Absolutely. And you're right. I think of self-care as, it's up to us. It's not up to us
Yeah,
to rely on somebody else to give that to us. We have to give ourselves a kick in the butt and give it to ourselves, and get to know ourselves.
yeah,
We're our best friends, and then, obviously our bond is so special. We lean on each other, and we can, because we can be honest and authentic and,
yeah.
ourselves with each other. So to have that beautiful bond in your life is just like a treasure. And to think that, for 13 years we've kept that alive. And even though we live at opposite sides of the world, it goes to show. And even now, isn't it strange? And I'm going a bit off track, but even now, if something's up with me, you'll know, and you'll pick
I
up on that
know.
vibration, that energy. And I'm the same for you. And I'm going, how's your day going, sis? And you go, oh, she's picked up on that energy. So then that's the thing, is to be in tune with people that are around you and allow them in as well. So
Yeah,
that's the thing. And there's that trust part of it. For me, yes, well, absolutely always learning. And I didn't really start learning until I went to university or college as an adult learner. I was working and doing university, a diploma in humanities. But I caught the learning bug then, and I didn't want to stop. Conventional learning at a school, it just didn't do it for me. But when I chose what I wanted to learn, so I think in that, it's take the time to know what it is that lights you up
yeah,
inside. That's what you need to be doing more of. And I feel so blessed to be able to do a job, that I've created for myself through what lights me up. And I did not find that till I was 31 years of age. I moved to Australia, and I found that I was so passionate about words, and about books and about stories and how they connect with people and the potential that they have. And that lit me up, because I love helping people. That's what I love to do, and to do it in this way is just like yay. And like you as well, Emma, like recently, like you've always worked in mental health, wonderful, but recently you've come out of your shell and you're more public and you're connecting, you're helping people, and that as well is lighting you up. I can see it. And when we we do that and take care of ourselves, um, and make that happen for ourselves in our own lives, and we inspire others. So we're inspiring our children to find that for themselves. And between us, we have a lot of children, so we're inspiring them and leading the way for them as well. But one of the
Definitely.
things, yeah, one of the things I was on Clubhouse yesterday. The Clubhouse, I was on, sorry sis, sorry Android users, but I was on the Clubhouse yesterday. I was listening to a conversation. It was actually with Pace Mitchell, and it was Women Will Change the World conversation, and I was one of the speakers. And somebody was on, and they said, self-care and self-love does not have to be, you know, take a lot of effort. For her, she loved prepping food. Prepping
Yeah.
food was a thing she so enjoyed. So identify those things within your own home that you actually enjoy doing. And I'd love to see what everyone watching, what do you do for your own self-care? What do people just take for granted, but you actually enjoy doing? Like, I actually met somebody once that actually loved ironing. Like, holy moly, that's
I
just
know.
like, wow.
That's what I was saying. It's what whenever you're doing something, if that's what's making you feel good or revived or disconnected for long enough that you're able to come back and yourself, choose that, do that. And I love meditating. Everybody knows that. And it's not even a religious thing, it's just a silence thing. I just sit in the silence every night and meditate. And wow, that has had some impact on my life and well-being. Like, I mean, I just literally sit in silence. Sometimes I go to a group meditation on a Wednesday night with the mastermind group, and it's out of this world now. It takes you to a whole different level, and you really go to bed and sleep after that. It's at night time. But every other night I would just sit in the silence and just really try and just have no thought. And that's an amazing place to be. And that's where I get my whatever happens to me during the day, I know I'll get my 10, 20 minutes before I'm about to go to bed and have my meditation. It's unbelievable. Or quiet
Just to
time.
give yourself that space in your
Yeah.
brain. But you're bound to have beautiful clarity after that, after
Hmm.
those moments. For me, writing is meditation.
Yeah.
I absolutely
Mindfulness colouring. Them books you done that time, and I know lots of people here that mindfulness colouring is unbelievable.
absolutely. It is, it just shifts you. So I know a lot of people, some people are resistant to meditation because they can't get there, but
Yeah.
there's lots of other ways,
Yeah.
there's lots of other ways. And, I am one of those people. I like to, just keep doing, but whatever it is where I go when I write, I go to a different place, and it's
Yeah.
there's just that's what happens. We've got some comments here, sis.
Happy
Jennifer
days.
Sharp, hello Jennifer, we love Jennifer.
Hi.
And Jennifer says Weaver Birds are a powerhouse. Well, we are that, aren't we? We'll
Thank
we'll
you.
own that. Thank you so much. um Sinead Welsh said Weaver Birds event in Australia or Ireland.
Sinead is
We
lovely.
are us Ireland, Sinead, is our plan, and I'm planning to be in Ireland for at least 3 months at the end of this year. That'll make it worthwhile for me to do 14 days of lockdown when I come back, if it's still the case.
Well, Sinead loves Australia. She lived in Australia for years, and then she came back home to her homestead.
Oh, Sinead, we have to catch up on a call sometime.
Hmm.
Most definitely. I would love to hear all about it. And Mary said, who come up with the name Weaver Birds? I love it.
I think
Just
the two of us did, didn't
it just kind of happened. It
we? We were
really did.
laughing about it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It did. It just happened. Um, Sinead Harron, bestie Sinead, hello. We're going to have to start bribing Sinead to keep our stories quiet. You know those ones on our. Don't tell anyone, Sinead. And for sure, she said. Awesome, Sinead. Yeah, yeah, absolutely wonderful. And Roshi McCaffrey, hello, Roshi in Newtown Butler. Thank you for joining us. Absolutely. So please keep the conversation going this week on self care, because
Yeah,
together we can. I think it's a lot about perspective. I think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on self care, that it has to be
yeah,
it has to be look like something on the, but it's self care is an inside job, not an outside job. So you just dismiss all of that and do whatever your soul needs to feel nourished and revived. I seen a beautiful quote yesterday to say that people do not get tired because of lack of sleep. They get tired because their souls are depleted, and they're giving too much and not filling up the cup again, and not doing what makes their heart sing, because that motivates you, energizes you. And like, I get asked it all the time, how come you're, and I'm like, well, I live by my 7 life principles, and I do what I love every day. Um, and that is why I'm so energized,
Yeah.
and all of the time. And I allow myself to have bad days. I don't put pressure on myself. If I'm going to have a bad day, I'm going to just do a
Own
Netflix
it.
day or something.
Own it. But own it and realize it's not, you're not going to be like that probably the next day. Or, I often do say, don't ignore the feeling. Feel the feeling, recognize what it is, and just keep going. Move
Oh,
on.
absolutely, sis. And didn't we say yesterday, perfectly imperfect?
Yes.
For perfection,
I love
that's a
that.
lot of pressure. Just
Yeah.
be perfectly
No, we just be
imperfect.
perfectly imperfect. Flaws and all. I love it.
Oh, oh, Sinead's starting to let cats out of bags here. We're going to have
Oh,
to end.
I can't see the comments. Oh, jeepers. But anyway, it's all good. It's all good. I hope everybody is taken on board, and even tomorrow finds 5 minutes for themselves after this conversation, just to sit and try and think. Sometimes self-care is a cup of tea. I don't know if you drink loads of tea, like over here, a wee cup of tea or whatever it is, do it. But you know what I think is really important, and I know we're going over our 20 minutes, do it consistently
Yeah.
every day. Take your 5 minutes, or your, it needs to be consistent. You need to fill your cup consistently, because what you're putting in, you might be giving out again. So you need to consistently show up for yourself and your self-care. That's really important.
Oh, it is. You do need to prioritize you, and actually give yourself, have a talking to yourself and say, come on, you are important here too, and be kind to yourself. Because, and I am really passionate about this, if you are giving all of yourself to others, you are going to hit burnout. Burnout is not a pretty sight for anybody, and then you're going to end up being the person that needs to be cared for.
Yeah.
So if you keep stopping and filling your cup up, yourself, and you can rely on yourself, do be that person for yourself as well. Prioritize you, because there's too many good people running around and empty. And I'm just, and it's not selfish to stop and do something for yourself. Take time for yourself. It's really important. And if we don't do it for ourselves, like, I have 4 girls coming up, I want to show them how to be able to keep, it's not selfish to take time for
Yeah.
yourself as well. We have to show people how to do that. All right,
All
we
about
are going over,
balance.
sis.
I know,
Yes,
but
it's
her.
all about balance. So we need to talk about next week's guest. We have a guest coming in next week. It's not going to be
Yay.
just us that you have to look. We have our first guest coming in, and it's Sarah Blake, who is a conflict strategist. So it's going to be an interesting conversation, people. We're talking resolution, okay, aren't we?
Yes. And it's very apt too as well, because there's a lot of different things going on for a lot of people. However, I met Sarah obviously in Crum, and you know her a long time, sis. And I mean, it's going to be a beautiful conversation.
Yeah, we have interesting conversations on beach walks and things because we live close by, so we're very
Yeah.
lucky. But yeah, so watch out for that. Sarah will be joining us for about 5 minutes of our 20 minutes next week, and we'll do this hopefully every week, few weeks. We'll bring in a guest. So if you know someone who you think would be an amazing guest, please PM us. Let us know if that's you. PM us and let us know.
Yes.
As well, we want to keep the conversation going, but please tell us what themes you want us to talk about. Right now we're picking them out of a hat. So let's give us some ideas that we can add into that hat, okay? Because we want to keep the conversations current and going and started. All right.
Definitely. We're open to chat about anything. Or they could just listen to us talking stuff we normally talk about, but I'm sure having a theme is far more apt.
Absolutely. And we must say hello to Mum who's watching. Hello,
Oh, hi,
Mum.
Mom. The
Mum,
original
Mum,
Weaver bird.
Mum was taught how to use her iPad to watch us now, so she's
Yay.
getting. So we love you. All right. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's keep the conversation of self care going during the week. Let's take a moment and let us know what it is that you do for yourself this week that you may not have done otherwise. But yeah, thank you for joining us, and have the best week. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm just getting ready to put our intro in here. So thank you for joining us, and we look forward to joining you next week for episode 3. Wow,
Yay.
already. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.